Yeah, the mystics were real. And then as though to as though to cement the whole fact, a little after that brother showed me that one, that and I made that song, I was walking around 8 o'clock in the evening, Coal Harbor Lane, and there was this girl walking and she had these little small bells around her feet, jingling, chang, 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 chang. So I called out to her and I was making fun. It's a white girl. I called out to her, I was making fun to her. And she turned around and she was so happy to see me and I talked to her and she turned out to be a South African girl. And oh my God, the girl loved me. I didn't even realize that the girl loved me. She invited me to a place. She came to my place. And I don't know why, for some reason, I just did not get on with this girl, but it just never happened. And then we lost contact. But she was a nice girl. She was so full of magic and she was always walking with these jingle jangle, jing chang 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 chang, walking like she was a walking tambourine. So things used to kind of like just happen like that, the whole South Africa thing. But the vibe at that time, we're talking 89, it was, you have to remember, it was, there was a lot of musicians, all the musicians at that time, all our pop stars at that time were agitating for the freedom of Mandela, and there had been Mandela's freedom concert, 70-year birthday concert that was in '88, I believe, and the vibe everywhere. When you went to the Africa Center, everywhere the vibe was like South Africa must be free, apartheid must go, Mandela must be free. That was '89. Now we're going October, and it's getting darker. And around that time, I start thinking to myself, okay, well, I really want to get on with this because I've been up and down. I went to Labrador Grove. I passed by Island Records in Hammersmith and all these different things. And everybody was saying the same thing to me. Do you have a demo? And have you been playing in pubs and whatever? Yeah, you got a great voice, you get great songs, but have you got any followers? And have you put out anything? So they wanted to have followers and they want me to have put out something on the smaller labels. So I realized, oh, well, I'm going to have to go the way those French people had been talking about at first, was they making fun of. So I saw this 4-track machine. I think it was for 200, maybe 400 pounds. I can't remember. I used to see it at Brixton Exchange Mart. And I'd be passing by there every day, seeing it, and I'd go busking. And I'd bring home my money and put it in a corner and watch this pile of money grow. And I'd count it every day religiously. I'd play the whole day, and bring home money and put it and watch this pile of money grow because I was going to buy a 4-track machine to make my demo tapes. And so I could get on with this music. Now I'd come to London to be an artist, and everybody was saying I was good, saying Bob Marley and all of that and everything. What I forgot to say is that me moving to 59 Loughborough Park Road, it it happened because my brother killed himself. Not my real brother, but Lyndon killed himself. But also, me and Country Boy had fallen out. So if you watch the video where I meet Country Boy many years later, he says to me at that time, yeah, you left us. And I tell him, no, it wasn't like that really. Because Joseph had wanted to play with me. And I told Joseph that, well, yeah, I play music with this band. Come and join me at this band. And I brought him to Country Boy and the Frontliners. And when I got him there, of Country Boy was different. He was like, he didn't want Joseph to come in their house. And I couldn't understand, you know. I did not know that they had a disagreement from before. So he asked me, you want to play with that man? Country asked me. And I said, yeah. He says, all right, then go play with him. So I understood it to be that, go and play with him and then, everything cool. But what he meant was like, are you choosing to go with that man or stay with us? So I did not know it was like an ultimatum. So by the time I went to see Country again, he was like, yeah, but you already chose to be with that man, so what you dealing with and whatever, whatever. And I tried my thing, said, what about one love? What about whatever, whatever? Man said, oh, and people was like, so I just kept away. He was right across the road. It was sad. It was a sad situation. So when Lyndon killed himself, I didn't even have it in mind to go by Country Boy to like I just went straight over to 59 Loughborough Park Road, and I stayed there. So Brixton Exchange Mart in there, Dub Judah used to work there. And he was very encouraging, very encouraging. You know, he saw what I was trying to do and he liked my music, so he was always encouraging. He said, all right then, what do you want this time, Jimmy? I don't know, a string. What are you doing? I'm busking. Oh, you want to get the 4-track machine? Yeah, so, you know, it was always like that. They were very good people, you know. And I tried and I tried and I pushed on. October came, November came, and I was pushing and started getting colder. Now I'm pushing. I want the 4-track machine. And I started to push a lot. Then I started to get some, you know, strain in my hand. That was not too much of a problem. And then I strained my voice. And I strained my voice. And I remember one time I'd gone to, on the Central Line. I'd have to look at the map to remember that. But anyway, down towards Ladbroke Grove, one of those stations. I'm going to find it, don't worry. I'll tell you in the next video what station. And I really want to remember it, but I can't forget it. I don't have time for this. I just remember playing there, and my voice kind of like went funny, and I felt this pain that I hadn't felt before. And after that, the pain was just so bad I couldn't sing anymore. I was like, you know, came back to the house, and the house was always having arguments. Those French guys with the gun, and Sam the dog, and Sheila with his bad ganja deals, you know. Everything was just going wrong, you know. And for me, I had to take care of my voice, so I thought, let me rest my voice. So I made sure to stay out of arguments and everything, and but I went down because I couldn't sing no more. So my pile of money started going down. The money that was for the 4-track machine started going down because I had to eat. And as the money went down, I went down, and I got sad because I'd be waking up in the morning and I can't sing, and I wasn't that good a guitar player. So sometimes I'd actually take the guitar out and go stand on the street and just play the guitar. Just play the guitar and try to see, get something out of it. Maybe get £1 or £2 out of it for the whole day, you know. But I had to try to do something, you know. And now the problem was that again I'd lost my passport. And this time I lost my part at Green Park, you know. What had happened then was, oh my God, it's not going to be there. What had happened then was, I was at Green Park, I bought some chocolate, I had my passport in my hand for some reason, and I put it on top of the vending machine, sat down to eat my chocolate. I was sitting eating my chocolate, thinking of everything, and I got on the train and left my passport up there, you know. And when it was gone, and I was thinking to myself, okay. So a lot of the things that I would have done at that time that I wanted to do, I didn't have my passport, and it was, I don't know, something just said, okay, it's gone, focus on what you can do in London, because some of it was saying was, okay, let me go back to Denmark. And another part of me was like, oh, you know, Brixton College is offering this and this course, why don't you go for that course? You know, do some after work activities and get, you know, either a job or educate myself or stuff like that, because I was always a progressive youth, but that technicality with the passport always kept me back. And the other thing was that I couldn't get a job like I had before because passport was my only ID. So I didn't get the cleaning job. I had quit the cleaning job, remember. So it really was a problem. So I was stuck. And I went into myself. Of course I could have gone to the embassy. But by now some spiritual path had already been put, and I had to follow it through. Something in my mind just said, keep going. It's Rasta. Now you're on this train and you stay with this train no matter what happens. That's what the trajectory was. And so, you know, those lonely days and lonely nights without no voice, I got into the Bible, like deep, deep. So I'd read the Bible all the time, the Psalms of David, and I'd cry out to God, cry out to Jehovah, to Jah, just like David, night and day, night and day. There's a part where it says that my tears, my tears, wasn't my bed swims in my tears or something like that, and all of that. Like I said, why David could cry, you know. So David knew how to cry, and you know, David was a wailer. He could cry, and that's where I started my wailing, you know, crying, really crying to the Lord, like crying to the Lord. Now it's not just a gift. It's not just I can sing and people like what I'm doing. You know, it really was like crying to the Lord, and it became my focus point night and day, and was always about a prayer for God. So when I wake up in the morning, I'd see the birds outside my window, and I'd say to the birds, birds, go to Jehovah, tell him to send me back my voice. Tell Jehovah to send me back my voice. And it was always like that. And then these guys would start some fight, and every time my voice wanna save my voice, just stay out the fight. You know, just Rastaman vibration, positive. You know. So as a youth, I just had to really get myself together and say, now it's about that way forward. You know, no looking back. You gotta walk and don't look back. You know, so but then I remember also listening to the radio a lot, listening to a lot of the radio, and writing a lot of songs at the same time. One time I'm listening to the radio just to stay on the South Africa vibe that I was talking about, and I heard this voice. I said, why? It sounded like Peter Tosh got a new song out. People, listen, listen, y'all. And I got everybody to come into my room and listen to it. And the song was like, they won't build any schools anymore. They won't build no hospitals. All the build will be prison, prison. All the build will be prison. I'm a prisoner, prisoner. I am a prisoner. And I said, why man, a Peter Tosh? It was like, a Peter Tosh, is it a new song? Did somebody find a new song, or what happened? We were all so excited, and we were waiting for the DJ, the announcer, to say that, well, whatever, we're waiting for the name Peter Tosh, and the name Peter Tosh don't come. So, and Lucky, something Lucky Dube. Lucky Dube, who's Lucky Dube? You know, like, this is 89, my friend. Yeah. So, eventually the pain left my voice, and I started singing again, but then I started singing carefully. So I started to find ways of singing that were not rough on the voice. And that's how I started learning to sing, and I started to realize that you can use the throat in many different ways. And I will tell you later on, because that will be 89. I need to get you to 1990 to how I learned to really sing, to really breathe. That's quite a story. That's gonna be quite a story to tell you. I can't wait to tell you that story. But anyway, we gotta finish 1989. So 89 now, November, birthday, I become 19, I turned 19, and I guess my girlfriend at that time was Graciela from Italy, and she had her issues or whatever, and she had a boyfriend and blah 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 and this whatever. I can't, long story. Well, she was in love with the guy, was not in love with her and anything. December come and Christmas, so Noel came to check me, the bass player from Country Boy on the Front Line. He would come and bring, like I said before, and then he said one time, he says, come with me. And he picked me up, and we went to 12 Tribes. And I've been trying to find 12 Tribes for the longest time. I'll tell you about that later. He took me to 12 Tribes, and there I was, and I saw one of my work colleagues, Barbara, there. You know, I was like, wow, she's a Rasta. And I said, I did not know you're a Rasta. And she says, you should pay attention, because she always used to have a shawl and a red, gold, and green, and small stripe, but I never noticed that. And I spent Christmas with Noel and his friend, and they took care of me, gave me a real good Christmas and everything, and New Year as well. So 1999 gone, made it in London. 1990 came through, and that's when some changes started happening.